Good day, everyone. So, this happened with my C0 Nilou team, and honestly, it is just embarrassing. I couldn't reset in time, and I only got 8 out of the 9 stars. So, I'm a major disappointment. I've been preaching how good C0 Nilou teams are. So, how did this happen? How did we get here? And should you really be worried? So, first off, for some weird reason, my controller gave in and it just spammed yow yow here in the background instead of actually taking care of the enemy. So this is the sort of thing that might happen to you. So you get knocked around, you might not be able to finish the enemies in time. And the current Spiral Biz, this new one that's been released, is very, very interesting because on both halves, if you take about 1 minute 30, you can clear both sides very evenly. That's what I like about the Spiral Burst. It's actually like very, very good. So unlike me, if you're struggling and you don't have that extra time and what's your C0 Nilou team gonna do, you might be in a sort of like situation like I am. But good news, I will clear this little chamber that you'll see right now just within time. So there is still a bit of hope for Nilou Mains. But let's just talk a bit about the Spiral Burst. So I really love it. I really love the fact that they've put in more mobs, more multiple waves, that they've made sure that the balance between the two, the first and the second half, is more or less even. That to me is like a big, big thing. I always hated that you needed specific reactions or specific team units, and then you have to then like take 2 minutes on the other side with the Waynard boss and all that. It's just like so irritating. So this has honestly been the most fun like Spiral Abyss, and honestly we'll come up with a bit of strategies. It's still like in early days and so on, but with all of these sorts of things, give it a few days and we'll figure out like the optimal ways to move and to position and to do all of these things. But the point of today's video is to show you that with a C0 Nilou team, the very one that I sort of showcased in 2 or 3 videos ago, whatever, that you can still get like some very, very good results. And that is kind of the point. So if someone did pull for Nilou, they would still be able to do it just in time. Actually, I'm lying. It's much faster, as you probably would have caught on by now. But yeah, so this is kind of like the situation. So this is, if you're not familiar with my video content, I typically throw on the first halves and then I just sort of try and do it barely on the second halves to try and give you the sense of impression that, assuming that as an F2P player things didn't go your way, you were struggling and so on, that your Nilou team can still confidently beat it in the second half with more than enough time. That is my whole point. You've got room, you've got margin for error on your side, and you can still sort of like beat the Abyss very comfortably. That is kind of like the whole point. By the way, for these guys, I didn't realize this on my first playthrough, but there's actually a way to sort of manipulate the AI slightly, such that you can get at least one of them to like follow you towards the other one here. At the time when I first did this on my first run, I didn't really realize how to sort of do it. So yeah, that's like on me. And you also got to appreciate, like, for me to throw on the first half and to sort of guesstimate what a good time would be on the second half is not as easy. I mean, I had to really sort of you have to like manage how you play like very carefully, and it's not just the sort of thing that you can do a rerun, because I mean this is supposed to be the first time you kind of like clear the Spiral Burst and so on. In any case, this sort of wave of mobs is like so much fun. You just have so many enemies piling up on you, and like we said in the previous video, you want to get your abilities off very quickly and just iframe. So you've got to press your Alt Q to sort of like survive these enemies, but nonetheless it's fun. It's a very nice variation of AoE. It doesn't just feel trivialized by Nilou teams, although you haven't seen it on my other accounts, but it does present a very nice challenge, a very fun way of sort of playing it. And there you go, just barely within the time you can sort of do it. And once again, my controller sort of backed out, so we're wasting time here on the first half with Yao Yao. I don't know why she's decided to take over my game. It is pretty bad, but just to sort of show you guys the kind of margins we are working with here. Yeah, but honestly, I'll show you exactly like sort of what happened. So let's just skip a bit forward here. So obviously I beat it. Wow, my English. So I beat the little triangle thing, and then I got to this stage, and then I realized, oh, my colleague kind of like was killed in the previous floor, which was really funny. And then it's like, well, you know what, it doesn't really matter because we can just sort of do a bit of a variation with Nahida on field. Obviously not as optimal, but hey, you can sort of do it. And you can see it's like very, very easy for you to just sort of like take out all of the enemies' health and so on. And you might be like, well, how did you fail this? Because I mean, it looks like we're on track to sort of beat it. Well, this is where if you try to be funny and you try to sort of make the point that, oh my god, Nilou teams can barely do it, the little style of videos that I sort of make, you might actually end up biting yourself, or biting yourself in the foot or whatever. And that's actually what sort of happened here. So I beat this chamber, and then I was like, okay, let me just try and do this barely, so that the people that hate me and all the sorts of thing, all the hate comments, they finally have a reason to hate me. So I kind of pretended to be bad and so on. And this was actually a miscalculation on my part. The Dendro ran out on the enemy, so the idea was to hit him here with Kokomi way, way, way at the back, and then to just let little Dendro core pop. And at this point I realized, oh crap, there's no Dendro core, and it's like, I couldn't reset in time. So yeah, I failed that completely. So that was on me, by the way. In any case, so if you were to take the Spiral Abyss a bit more seriously, let me, with the exact same account and whatever, just quickly show you how this should end. You'll be able to do this roughly in about 2 minutes very, very easily. So yeah, this is what is supposed to happen on a normal non-throwing playthrough. So yeah, there you go. Pretty easy to do so with the Nilou teams. Right, so that's pretty much it for this video, but I've got one last thing that I need to show people, because you won't believe me unless I actually sort of show you the wishes. I've always said my alt account is way luckier than my main account. On this account, if I want a weapon, Hoyo gives it. If I want to win a 50-50, Hoyo gives it. So look here, just today I got basically Nahida's weapon, and you can see there's the time and the date stamp. It's pretty lucky. Now you might say, well, what's the last time you got a 5-star weapon? Well, that was when we did and covered Daya. So you can see here, within about 25 wishes ago, we got Daya's weapon. I fully intended to get that one, so I'm quite happy. And before that, I got the Polar Star. So within less than 45 wishes, I got all the weapons I needed. It's just insanely lucky. And just to sort of make the point clear, I don't really wish on weapons on this account. So you can see here, we don't even have a full 6 months worth of history. Yeah, but in any case, all right, that's what I want to showcase you guys. Yeah, so C0 Nilou teams, they're still as strong as ever. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.